Since a very, very long time. One of the things I often get asked in private, but I mean, I'm a public person and I've been told not to say what things happen in private, but a lot of countries, whenever I meet them, always ask me, uh, what is your position like since you all are strategically placed between India and China, two of the biggest and now very fast growing nations of the world. So I always tell them, uh, the person who created Nepal, our great king Prithvi Naran Shah, he taught us a lesson that is in the mind of each and every Nepali. He said Nepal is like a yam between two large rocks. So always make sure you keep your balance, otherwise one rock might roll over and crush you. So I think that is the kind of foreign policy we followed ever since the creation of Nepal, and the summation of it was what Mr. Gyanchandra Acharya just talked about today. What is Nepal's foreign policy, how we've kept the balance, and how we've successfully maintained our sovereignty, our identity in the world, and a contribution to the global, not only the global economy, but the global polity as a whole. Because we are a valued member of the United Nations, we are a valued member of the peacekeeping, and we are a valued member of the whole world. Um, so this is one of the things I've learned, because when I became a foreign minister, I really didn't know much. In Nepal, I guess in many countries it's the same. You become a minister and then you start learning. So you have to learn by instinct. But I guess I had a slight advantage because being the wife of a prime minister, I had some vicarious learning from being right next to him for many years. So it was a field that I, um, you know, came into, but I always think maybe this has been the best ministry for me. I don't know how I would have navigated much more complex ministries, but the first day in office, I had spoken to our the bureaucratic core of our staff, and I'd said, I can only be as good as you are, because you are the people who are going to guide me. You are the people who are going to tell me what is the way forward for Nepal in navigating the diplomatic world. And precisely, it has been a good experience for me, because the Foreign Ministry of Nepal is one of the few specialized ministries. I don't know how it is to be any other minister, and I don't really want to also know, because I think it's going to be more difficult and more complicated. But the foreign ministry, each and every professional knows his and her job, because this is what they've been doing from the start of the career. And this is why Nepal has been able to distinguish itself despite being a small nation, or middling sized nation, as has been said by Mr. Acharya, in this world of superpowers and in this context of a very geopolitically, let's not say fraught, but a geopolitically emerging world. And so what I would like to share is that part of the success that Nepal is today is also because of the role that has been played by the Honorary Consular Corps of Nepal. I know you all have really put yourself out to promote our country, because getting the attention of far-flung governments to represent them as an honorary council is not an easy task. Nepal is a small country, but all the people, all the countries that you represent, and all the ambassadors who come here, who are actually designated to Nepal, and some of them we don't have even designated ambassadors, but you are the people who are introducing Nepal to the world and introducing the world to Nepal. So the role that you all play has been a very good one, and I would really like to thank you all also for the support you gave us during the Sagarmatha Sambad. You were one of our key resources, though you may not have felt it, but whenever we discussed, we said, okay, having the corps there, the honorary corps of councillors, is very important for us. And thank you so much for the role you played there. You have been part of the success of the Sagarmatha Sambad, which we hope to make a flagship dialogue forum for Nepal every second year. And also, I could not participate in the economic forum that was organized by you all um, and our diplomacy, our economic diplomacy group, because I was not well that day. But I believe the outcomes of that was also very, very interesting, and it will help us to take the agenda forward. The global challenges which were been spoken about today by Mr. Acharya exist in front of us, and every day is a changing scenario. So how are we going to navigate this depends on the role that all of us play, each and every one of us. And also the fact that Nepal is going to graduate from the LDC in 2026. This is also where you all will have to play a very key role, and we hope to sit down and talk together with all of you about how to navigate this. And that just brings me to two more points that I want to say, because I think after that amazing keynote address, I don't think I have really much to say. The one thing that I would really like to reach out to you all is to organize with us every year a discussion forum on all the geopolitical issues, as well as the kind of representation that Nepal would like to see and you all would like Nepal to see, as a forum that we will do every year. So that is something that I hope we can sit down and talk about together, to see what kind of a, not only the economic diplomacy part, but also an intellectual forum that is inside Nepal that we discuss about, and that will also help us to identify what will be the next theme of our Sagarmatha Samvad. Because not every year will our theme be what was our theme last year. What is the next focus that we want to look at? What is our future search? And I think in this room are some of the most forward-looking people in Nepal. You all have led in many fields. You are exposed to the world. So what could be Nepal's key message to the world every 2 years? I would like to invite you all to define that message. And I would also like to request you all to bring out the good messages that is Nepal. Because it's a very interesting experience as a political person. Of course, part of our job is to get praises, but also a lot of brickbats. So one of the brickbats I got recently was because I said, Nepal has progressed, and when I'm sitting in Putali Sadak, I looked out of the window and I saw people who are much better than the people I saw when I was a child. So the younger generation of Nepal, who have never seen the kind of difficult times that many of us in our 50s and 60s have seen, they thought I was speaking rubbish, or maybe I was in a dream and I was like, just saying this to make the government look good. But really the message from Nepal is a good message. That's why we are graduating from a least developed country into the next status. That is why we are being recognized globally for the hard work that Nepal puts in as a country, as a people, and as a community. But these messages need to be given out. I would like to request you all to please speak up, to say the message from Nepal is not that bad. Even today in Parliament, one of the MPs, he's from the opposition party, but he's a very good MP. He always speaks a lot of facts. So he talked about how many people are taking NOCs and leaving the country, how many people are leaving on to travel abroad or to work abroad. And his question was, what is there in Nepal? What is the hope? Sitting in this room, I think the hope is you all. And you all have to say there is hope there. And there is hope, because I have seen Nepal, I have been traveling, last time also I tell this in a number of forums, I may be speaking English, I may have cut my hair, I may look very, in a way, like, westernized, but most of my work is out in the field, in the most remote parts of Nepal. And I have seen in my lifetime changes I thought I could never see. I didn't imagine that there could be so much change in one lifetime. And this is a journey all of us have lived. But the new generation, the Gen X, the millennials, they have not seen that. Of course, their hope for a better Nepal is a good hope. But we have to tell them that what is the road we travel to reach here and what is the road they can travel. Their road to travel is not running away from Nepal. Their road to travel is making this country better. That is a message that I would like you all to give, because this is the message that you all have been giving, and that's why a lot of the people from other countries have trusted you to represent them here. Not only I don't think their representation, their interest is only to be rescued and taken out for a little meal or just for sightseeing. The representation is in Nepal. Your representation in Nepal is because they are really interested in Nepal, the country, everything about Nepal. So my second message, a request to you all is, please speak up. This is the world of social media. He just said, our keynote speaker just said, this is the fourth industrial revolution. Are we all going to join that? Or are we just going to say, oh, this is too modern for us. I can't understand this. And I don't understand AI at times. But it can be very, very positive, but it can also be very detrimental to you. So who are we going to let succeed in this country? The people who want to say positive things and stay ahead and steer the country forward? Or are we going to let only the naysayers take the floor? This is a decision that all of us have to make, because our futures are also tied to that. I know there are many things that we need to change, many things we need to reform, and the current government is working on that. And you all also have been part of that reform, because you all have also given us the suggestions. What are the things that need to be reformed so that Nepal can become a better country, where the economic growth can improve, where we can have a better work environment, where there can be better investments, and thus more people can stay inside Nepal. But that environment has to be created not only within the ministries and within your offices. It has to be created outside in the larger public, because all of us live in that sphere. So maybe I sound a bit, disheartened. I'm not disheartened. If I was disheartened, I would have not got out of bed after having 10 surgeries, and neither would have the Prime Minister. I've had 9, he's had 10 surgeries. But every day we are out there on our feet for Nepal. It's not that he wants to do something and I want to build castles. Our life has already gone for that. We are already, I think he's in his 70s, maybe he's less. And anyways, I'm in my 60s, so I'm assuming he's at least 5-6 years older than me. But the positive energy that you all bring to our country is something that needs to be out there, because creating that bigger environment is what is going to eventually take us to the goals we all want to reach jointly. Thank you so much for having me here, and I would like to thank Mr. Dhakal for his excellent stewardship of his year. He's one of the most positive people I've ever met. He talked about his life's journey. I was amazed. I don't know many people in Nepal. I know some of you living here, but I always assumed he must have inherited a lot of sampati and become this fancy rich guy. But he's worked hard through many, many struggles, and look where he's reached. And he has really, wherever we go when we are abroad, I'm so happy to see him, because whenever there's a private sector event, then I think, oh God, who's there from Nepal? Who's going to say something? But he's there with his real achievements, very tangible achievements, and he's done great work with us. He has helped us. He's helped the ministry and the government at every juncture in his 1 year of stewardship. Thank you so much for it. And I would also like to, the next dean, he's somebody I know from my whole life. I won't say how long I've known him, otherwise he won't talk to me after my speech. But I've known him since a very, very long time. So I won't say how long, but I'll say he's slightly older than me. But, but I know he will also do a great job. And again, thank you so much for everything you've done in this 1 year and the things you do for Nepal. And I would really like to thank everyone for inviting me here today, and best of luck to HCCN. And I hope we can work together to make Nepal a better and even more famous place. Thank you so much.